We are good to go. Maxine, your face.
I feel like that's going to be the reaction going around.
Yeah, maybe we should wait a little bit so everyone can take you in, CA, and then
this is a site that really needs to just be appreciated
pretty good, huh?
As the gift.
I will have you know this is painted on my face. This is not real fur, by the way.
I'm waiting for it to smudge.
I literally was sitting here last stream and I was like, you know what, I got an hour. What should I do?
So,
beard.
Make a full beard.
First things first, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us at 0 hour. As you all know, or hopefully know, this weekend we are raising money for children's hospitals via Extra Life. If somebody in chat wants to drop a exclamation donate, that'd be fantastic so folks know where to go. Below the screen, you should see a list of donation levels where you, the viewer at home, can impact the course of the game and the fate of the players. So please do so. And then also, let's engage in chat. We love to see you in there, saying hello, dropping ideas, giving me really terrible ideas of things to do to the players. Let's get as many of those in the chat as possible. But a bit about the game to start. We're going to be using a simple 2d6 system where I'll ask players to roll for certain actions, with a 7 generally being a success in most cases. Though for tougher tasks, I may ask for a higher roll for success. Each character also has specific background skills and tools that will allow them to roll with advantage, roll a 3d6 and dropping the lowest die. Finally, to some degree, we are hoping to build a little tension in the game and have the players make quick decisions. So you may see me put the players under a time crunch where some decisions, or worse, no decision at all, can have dire consequences. No pressure. So let's get into the game and the character introductions. It's been almost 10 years since you were last all together in high school. And while you may have seen or spoken to each other once or twice since then, your lives have taken you in separate and interesting directions. Why don't we have everyone introduce themselves, starting with Jordan?
All right. My name is Jana Thompson. I kind of just have been figuring out my life, in that in-between phase of, do I want a big girl job? Do I want, what do I want to do with my life? Who am I? So, of course, I had to do some exploration before college, and then college happened, and that was a whole thing. And then I just started backpacking because, the world around us is just so beautiful. It's just so amazing, and I just want to appreciate that. But of course, that's not going to pay the bills. So, I got a job as an accountant that lasted a week. I was over it. I was over sitting in a desk. So I have a little small, tiny house. And I work at the local Starbucks when I can. But otherwise, I help out with rafting and doing that kind of thing. And I have 2 cats, and my life's pretty chill. Yeah.
Thank you, Raina. Let's move on to Christine.
What's up, y'all? I am going to be playing Raven, who really didn't know anything. I don't know what to do with my life. Go to college. Nah, these don't really fit. Knew I wanted to help people, but psychology was too clinical. Nurses and medical practitioners like that was too technical. There's too long being in school, so dropped out and just kind of went back to doing odd jobs until I saw EMTs in action, and that's what I do. All the excitement. Let's do this.
Nice.
All right, thank you, Raven. Let's move to Rich.
Hello, I will be playing James tonight. After high school, after hanging out with this crew in high school, I fell off the face of the planet, or at least to them I did. I went and I joined the military and had the correct psychological profile to move on to more secretive things. And then after spending my time in the military, I dropped out of the military for a career in the public sector. And that career led me to to take up military jobs for hire, or more like solving problems, or as you may have seen in Twitter, being a marital artist.
Bless you for your services.
Bless you.
But, being having my skills were put to good use as a hitman for hire on an independent contract basis. Out of nowhere, Raina contacted me about this camping trip we were about to go on from high school with the group. I have no idea how she found me or was able to contact me, but I figured, why not?
That old Friendster account you left open.
Yeah.
No, she called the office.
Thank you,
I have
James.
my ways.
Let's move on to CA.
This right here be Gut Hook, owner of Gator Taters. Know how I started Gator Taters? I'll tell you how I started Gator Taters. I woke up one morning, I got myself a rifle, and I sat out on my porch like I always do every morning. And some kind of fierce gator came out of the water like a bat out of hell, and I said, "Not today, Gator." And so I shot him. And I sat there, and I said to myself, what would go good with gators? Taters. And it was like a miracle. The next day I woke up and I built myself a hut on the side of the highway, and I called it Gator Taters. You ever have Gator Taters, Gina?
No, I can't really say that I have.
Well, the next time you ever go to Cocoa, Florida, you should come over to Gator Taters and I'll make you the best Gator Taters you ever had. In fact, I even had another idea. Gator cakes. You ever take bacon, lard, and a handful of butter, mix it in with your pancake batter, add some jerky to it, and you get Gator Tater cakes. In fact, that sounds pretty good now, doesn't it? Can you write that down? I'm crap at spelling. I want to remember that for later.
I'll write it down.
I appreciate it. Well, anyway, that's who I am. I'm Gut Hook. Nice to meet you.
Hey, thank you,
Haven't
Gunhook.
changed a bit.
Same beard as high school and everything.
Nothing's changed.
Maybe a
Her
little bit
beard
more weight and
itself.
tattoos, maybe.
So Jordan, I thought you said Jaina, but I also have Raina down, so I just want to make sure I have the right name for you.
Raina, yes.
Raina, okay. So it was about 6 months ago when Raina suggested you all get together for an extended camping trip to catch up and relax. A few of you were hesitant to commit at first. It's hard to get away from work, take time off. And after a decade apart, you weren't really sure if you would still get along. But as the trip approached, each of you began to look forward to the break, as things have gotten kind of tense recently. The upcoming elections have a lot of the country on edge. The economy has continued to slow with record numbers of layoffs. On top of that, the news is reporting that an unexpected strain of flu not covered by this year's shot likely means more folks calling out sick, further drag on economic productivity. And in just the last week, the government announced the activation of military reserve forces, rationing of oil and gas reserves, and a temporary international travel restrictions, citing increased fears of terrorist attacks. So, given all that, you were actually thankful you were even able to make the trip out for some hiking and camping in the beautiful parks of the Pacific Northwest, and started your camping trip 2 weeks ago. It's been a lovely 2 weeks, reconnecting with each other, but this morning you're set to return to the trailhead and go your separate ways. As you make breakfast and prepare to break camp, the uncharacteristic sounds of jets streaking low over the forest drowns out everything else. Welcome to 0 Hour.
Woo!
would you like to do?
You.
Well,
That's
that doesn't
strange.
sound normal.
This is not a normal flight path.
I'm busy putting gator jerky in my eggs.
Quite
You
enough
just
of your
carry
gator
bags of
jerky.
Gator jerky with you everywhere?
It's like pocket bacon. It just never goes
We've been
away.
eating it for 2 weeks.
Pocket bacon. Gotta remember that.
Smitty, what's the weather? Like, is it like overcast? Is it like a rainy day? Is it sunny?
It's a typical day in the
Northeast?
Pacific Northwest, so it's beautifully cool and drizzly.
Oh,
A light mist.
Do I notice anything about these jets?
No, you're your head was down with your gator jerky and your eggs. But James, as you did point out, it certainly wasn't a normal flight pattern. Not only obviously was the path they were traveling somewhat odd, but certainly the low level of flight was kind of stuck out to you. Of all the folks, you're most sort of tense about making your flight back home because you've got business to attend to when you get home and you don't want to miss that flight. So
Yeah.
you really want to make sure you get out of the forest and back to the trailhead.
Do we have a radio on us or in the car that we can put on at least and see?
Your car definitely, obviously has a radio, but you don't have one on you.
Okay. So I guess as we're packing up, one of us can turn on our cars and see if we can.
The car is at the trailhead. You've been on foot hiking for 2 weeks, so.
Great. What were we thinking?
So all of our stuff is packed up and ready to go. My bungalow.
We should probably start hiking back, guys. I have a flight to catch. I have a business meeting in the morning.
Yeah, I gotta get back to Gator Taters.
I have to.
Now, can you please stop trying to put this gator jerky in my eggs? I appreciate it, and I tried it the first day. To be respectful, of course, and it is very intriguing, but I don't think my palate can handle gators. So can you stop trying to put it in my food? Thank you.
Saying you don't like my Gator Tater eggs?
They're
like the best Gator Tater eggs of the Pacific.
Strange. We don't have too much of a gator problem out on the Pacific.
Yeah, it must be why. You just said they heard you were coming. They all went a running.
They all packed up and went.
Yep, they're probably all down in Florida waiting for you. All terrified.
We can get you back to Florida. That's what we need to do. So
yeah,
let's get our
you're
stuff and get hiking.
you're very tough and like all of that. See, look at me. I'm very like no, like I can't handle it.
You're very no.
So you continue this banter as you finish packing up the campgrounds and begin walking back towards the trailhead. It's not too far of a walk. You specifically camp close enough that you'd be able to make it back to the trailhead in about an hour and a half. A little bit's uphill to where the parking lot and the camp office is, but you managed to make it without kind of too much exertion on your parts.
So was it uphill both ways?
It was not. But you are in fairly mountainous territory. You did kind of hike up one of the areas where there are more hills and greenery. So you've been pretty removed from civilization over the past 2 weeks. And as I mentioned, just the week before that, so about 3 weeks ago now, is when those things were happening with the military and the rationing. So it's been a bit since you've been connected to everything. And you eventually make your way to the trailhead and step onto the small gravel parking lot where you left your car 2 weeks ago. At that time when you left it, the lot had seemed fairly full. A few dozen cars belonging to day trippers filled the main lot, while a small number of long-term campers like your group were parked in a secondary lot, which included a handful of RVs. In the center of the lot, the camp office had been a hive of activity, with campers grabbing supplies, children running in and out of the open store door, and the site manager cheerfully interacting with guests. Now, however, the lot seems almost abandoned, as only your car and a single RV can be seen. The door to the camp office stands closed, and the emptiness and eerie quiet of the area is broken only by the sound of your footballs crunching on the gravel.
That doesn't really sound normal. I mean, you would think it would still be hopping, regardless of the day, right?
Maybe there's a sale somewhere.
This ain't
it,
right.
or if it's nearing the end of the season for camping and all that. I mean, people might, like you, be trying to catch flights and trying to get back home quickly.
But I would think if we're leaving, others should be coming.
Yeah, Rana, you would actually, as an outdoors person, you would actually know that you're kind of in the peak of camping season right now.
Okay.
So this is somewhat surprising to you.
I wasn't exactly sure.
Yep.
I'm gonna go up to the door that's locked, and I'm gonna look inside. Do I see anything?
Sure. So approaching the camp office, you can see through the windows. The place is a mess. It looks like it's been fairly ransacked. There's a little bit of, there's some supplies and stuff leaning against the window. There's a little bit of dirt on it. So sort of hard to see through the window, but all you can tell is that it's a mess in there.
There's a bit of smudge on this window. But it looks like something happened. We should go investigate.
Yeah, I agree. Let's take a walk around the building first before we go into the building. You said there was one other RV in the lot?
Mm-hmm.
It's
and your car.
And our car.
Yep.
Maybe we should also knock on the RV and see if anybody's inside.
Yeah.
And what kind of car do we have?
Who drove?
Smitty.
Depends what kind of car it is.
Smitty sees a gator.
Did you guys hear that or no?
Yeah,
I did,
heard
yeah.
it.
Okay, that
I
was
didn't hear anything.
fireworks. I assume. I hope it wasn't a round of gunshots outside of my house.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
This story is really real, guys.
Nice sound effect. Buzzword sound effect.
Jeez.
So you Chevy Malibu rental car that James got from the airport. He likes to make sure he has a 4-door sedan generally wherever he's going.
Mm-hmm.
As you approach that, or as you know, you come a little bit closer to that and the RV, you see that the driver's side window of your car has been smashed in.
Oh, that's not right. We're going to go check the car out now.
So approaching the car, you see the glass shatter, inside all over the front seats. It looks like it's been ransacked. The glove box is open. I'm assuming you didn't leave much in there, but it looks like somebody did a quick once over of the car.
I hope that's not gonna cost too much to return the rental.
Well,
Sorry about that.
Are there cameras on the lot?
No, it's a pretty remote thing. Most of the folks here rely on the camp office manager to keep an eye on things.
Son of a.
That's pretty unusual too. Everybody's, at least in this area, everyone's
So
pretty nice. That's why I chose this area for us to camp at.
So there's no one around. We haven't heard anything. Everything's locked. Looks like it's closed and locked up and or ransacked.
No, the camp office doesn't look locked. The door was shut.
Shut.
Well, we didn't actually check it.
Right,
You're right.
right.
Yeah.
So
Is there anything else odd around the parking lot?
Is the go on.
So you see a couple of things, kind of just laying in the parking lot, like some tents, like a cooler. It's kind of messy. Certainly, folks don't normally leave that kind of stuff behind, and if they did, the camp office would clean it up. You see, a couple other, little bits of broken glass throughout the parking lot, and a couple of tire marks, as maybe 1 or 2 cars seem to peel out. But for the most part, you don't see anything else besides your car, the RV, and the camp office.
What are the birds doing?
Give me a perception check.
How do I do that in this game?
Roll 2d6. Let me know what you get.
A 2 and a 6.
So an 8. So you look around, and it's surprisingly quieter than you would expect. You don't hear as many birds chirping. There are some, but you don't hear as many chirping as you would think.
Okay.
You don't know if that's because the jets flying low perhaps scared some of them off earlier, or something else going on.
Okay.
Are the RV windows, are they smashed in at all as we're kind of walking around?
They are not. The door to the RV is closed, and as you look in one window, there actually you do see what looks like almost like a small scruffy terrier in the window, kind of like
That was out
barking,
of game.
like small like yips inside, and then sort of down at something in the RV, and then backs up out of sight out of the window.
Hey, Gut. Terrier jerky.
No. He
It's
ain't
your,
nothing but a little terrier.
Oh,
it's your next restaurant.
I'm gonna
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go outside the RV and I'm gonna be like, yeah, right back at him.
You're gonna okay. So as you do that, the RV starts to like rock a little bit, and you hear some thuds at the door to the RV, like boom boom, inside.
Somebody's having a good time in there.
It sounds like it. That doesn't. We should probably maybe check it out.
They might know what happened to your car. if it's right here. I mean,
It's true. They may.
I feel like we should let them have their own business.
Um,
Go walk around this building and find out what happened.
but does the thumping continue?
No, it's just like a thump. The rocking continues a
see,
little
they're
bit.
done. Like, we're fine.
They're
Yeah,
done.
And now there sounds like almost like a scratching noise.
See,
know.
like,
Is the dog still yipping?
You don't hear it as much since it like retreated. Since Gut Hook yipped, the dog stopped yipping.
yodeled, yipped, whatever.
All right.
Yipped.
All right.
Alright.
Let's check out the office. Let's see if
Let's go check it out.
yeah.
Okay.
Is the door open?
So you do check the door and it is open. And as you step in, you do notice that supplies are strewn about the floor, and there is, mixed with shattered glass from broken display cases.
What the
What kind
heck?
of supplies you find on the floor?
So it's a lot of like, camping, like protein bars. There's some bottled water, things like that, knocked off of shelves. The room is bathed in this sort of low blue light coming from an input not found screen on a large TV mounted in one corner.
Mm-hmm.
The cable box attached to it blinking a dull green ERR repeatedly. And behind a long counter at the rear of the room, the door to the site manager's private office stands slightly ajar.
You said there's a TV in there.
Yes.
And a cable box.
Is there a way
Yep.
we can make it work and see what's on TV?
You can go around the aisles to where the TV is mounted in the corner if you would like to. There's about 3 low aisles
Yeah,
to the back.
I'd like to go do that.
You gonna go do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk back there, and as you go around the aisles, looking down them, you see that even though there is some stuff strewn about the place, most of what is in here that you remember being in here seems to be gone. As you get to the TV, there doesn't seem to be. Give me a. You can give me a check.
Place looks abandoned.
7.
Place looks
So
wrecked.
you're able to find out. You're able to determine that this is a kind of a modern style TV. If it doesn't have cable input or internet or something like that, you're not going to be able to get a picture on it.
Okay.
So you mess with it for a little bit, but you can't get the ERR to drop from the cable box.
Okay.
The office is slightly ajar.
Yep.
This looks highly suspicious to me. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Or what about you guys?
Yeah, I definitely haven't seen this place wrecked before. Again, that was the whole reason I chose this area, is I know it's safe. So something must have happened, but what?
You know that from your experience, Rena, that sometimes the site manager, there's like a cot in the back and would sleep overnights if there was inclement weather or something like that going on, so that he could be there or she could be there as a resource for
I'll head
any
back
campers
there.
that came back. So
Yeah,
you go
I'll
to
head back
so you head to the back and you open the door to the private areas, and it's there's a desk and the cot that I mentioned. There's some minor appliances like a camp stove and a small refrigerator. There's a small kind of older style TV in one corner, but there's nothing, no people in the back room.
Somebody in chat wants to know if they donate $30, do I get to ride an alligator?
An alligator with a saddle would not count as a ride.
No. That would
But I
be a
think
no.
there's a. What did you list your momentous encounter at? Gut Hug?
My wedding.
Your momentous encounter.
encounter?
50.
50. I think
Fitty.
a 50. At some point in the story, you might earn an alligator to ride.
If you donate
right,
$30
to battle.
If you donate $30, I can ride like one of those musical alligators the small children ride. They have
We'll
some
work
saddles.
that into the story at some point.
It's for children.
So you said there's like a little office and a little cot that you mentioned. Is there anything else in that area? Like, does it look
Give
compared
me
to?
a investigation
All right.
roll.
2 4s.
8. Okay. So you find in the back area, you find 60 meters of rope,
Okay.
an axe.
Okay.
You notice the TV, and you see that it's got a small antenna. It made you think of Gut Hook looking at the one in front. You also don't see this, but something that comes to mind as you look and see the state of things is you remember the site manager making kind of an offhand comment, somewhat annoyed about how some folks couldn't be without their phone even in the wilderness, and how they started carrying handheld crank USB generators. You don't see one of those around, but that kind of crosses your mind as you're looking through everything else.
All right.
So look out the other windows. There's other windows facing in other directions.
Not in the front area, but in the back where Raina is. You go back there and you look out the back window.
Yeah.
And it looks off into the wilderness. You look out the window. You don't see anything that looks out of place from that direction.
So it looks like not only did people ransack the place, but everybody seemed to have been in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's a cash register up front.
There is.
No,
Seriously?
No. But checking it to see, did people actually pay for this stuff or did they take it and run?
The cash register's closed, so it's hard to see.
Hit no sale.
Okay. Pops open. There's money in it.
It doesn't look equivalent to what's on the.
Certainly not.
Though.
No.
Yeah. So people were in a hurry. I don't obviously need this. My career is quite lucrative.
Yes, we all know.
Since it's abandoned, I wonder if I could turn this into a Gator Tater franchise.
Oh, no.
So you're going to buy the abandoned office?
I think I might. Add myself a child's musical ride on the outside of alligators.
Let's go talk to whoever's inside the RV.
I don't
good
think
idea.
that's a good idea.
Well,
Well, they're already done a knocking, so I mean,
I just want to
Can't
know
hurt.
why everyone left in a hurry.
yeah,
Mhm.
it would be nice to know that, right?
I'm gonna pull out my gut hook.
So, Raina, are you
Honey,
doing
he's
anything
over
with the items you found?
yeah, I will take the axe and the rope.
Okay.
And I will look around to see if they have like walkie-talkies or something.
No.
No. Okay.
There's only the small TV in the back. Was the only
Okay.
electronic you see.
I am probably gonna. I'll take the others' leads and pick up some of the protein bars and water that are still there, and hand them out to us and put what we can in our packs.
Okay.
Something's not right. Plus, we had the military flyover this morning, which also is very odd. On top of all of this,
Is there any hunting gear in here? Fishing
Basically,
gear?
everything that you had in the site, Raina already picked through.
Okay.
You see a bunch of fishing poles, but no fishing line, which is sort of odd.
Huh.
It is odd.
yes.
And I'm sorry, Smitty, you said the TV. Is it small enough that I could, like, one of those small TVs that I can just kind of pocket, or is
It's a 13-incher. It's not like something you could pocket, but it does have an antenna as opposed to like a cable input.
Okay, I'll grab it.
Okay.
Did you see someone try to pocket a 13-inch TV?
Well, I wasn't sure how big it was, like if it was one of
She's got
those
big
like
pockets.
smaller kind of handheld, like old
So-
time TVs, or if it was something different.
Right. You bring it out front, and Gut Hook. I don't know if you seeing that and realizing the problem you had with the modern TV, causes you to want to do anything with it or not.
I'm gonna move my my weapons, which were probably in my pack. Now I'm gonna move them to my person
Okay.
for easier reach.
Are you being
I
subtle about
will-
this, or you?
I will do it. I will do it as I'm walking down one of the aisles picking up stuff.
Okay.
No need to freak everyone out yet.
Got them.
Yet.
Yet.
We're already freaked. Why freak you out more?
Yeah, why not more?
Are there any flashlights like lying around?
Or
Not that you
batteries.
see in here.
Or batteries.
For that, give me a roll, Raven.
Uh-oh.
Woo!
It's
Sloppy
on the
dice,
floor.
drink
Does it
twice.
count?
It counts.
That's up. I was like, what is it? It's a 5.
5 total, or just that one? You mean?
5 total.
Oh.
Okay. You do not find any batteries, unfortunately.
No energy source. Great. All right. Are we everybody happy with what we've got here? Or are we time to move on? Or no?
His CA is looking very seductive at the camera, so I was wondering if she was going to ask a question.
The Jaren's in chat and said he stopped in to see my beard, and I was showing it off for him before he goes to bed. There you go, Jaren. You want to fluff it?
No, I think. I mean, it makes sense to ask whoever's in the RV. I mean, they were here for all of this. They might have a better idea of what's going on.
Don't you think it's odd that they're the only ones here in the middle of an empty parking lot where everything's looted?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Why do you think we want to go walk up onto the door and go knocking on it? You think they're going to let us in?
Says the guy that wrestles gators and makes jerky out of them.
There's a
Well-
difference between gators and terriers.
Something's going on.
They're terrifying. Tiny little creatures.
Fair.
At the very least. Oh, we can turn on the radio in my car and see if we could pick up anything.
Ooh,
That's a good idea.
So
that's a real good idea.
we could do that first.
Okay.
So you go over to the car.
Yeah.
You start it up, and the first thing you notice as you start it up is that your fuel is way down from where you remember having it. Looks like someone probably, you're guessing, siphoned a good deal out of your gas tank.
Jeez.
They're gonna charge me for that unless I fill it up myself.
Turning on the radio, you get static across all the FM stations. Switching to AM, same thing for a little bit. You spend some time fiddling with the dial. Give me a roll for intelligence. It's a pretty low one here.
How
Okay.
smart are you?
So in
There
your
you
line
go.
of work, actually could have rolled with advantage or two. In your line of work, you know that most of the sort of emergency frequencies on AM tend to be in the higher bands. So you go up and you're somewhere around the 1620 range. You get a faint signal. You tune in sort of midway, and you hear in a crackly voice about a 1 in 3 chance of infection. Avoid scrapes or bites from the infected. If forced to engage, excessive damage to the brain of an infected will slow them or render them inert. Infection has been reported across the nation, and civilian emergency procedures are now being coordinated at the local level. For the latest information on the spread of the disease, how to stay safe, and local emergency procedures, stay tuned to this AM station.
God, you hear this?
This message will repeat.
Well, I do now, and you wanted to knock on that RV.
Excuse me? I didn't hear nothing about a disease before I left.
Well, I mean, there is that flu, but maybe it's like that mad cow disease thing that was running rampant a couple years ago.
It comes
Well-
back on, and you just hear from the beginning now. Outbreak, infection, updates. Reported about a 1 in 3 chance of infection, and then continues on from.
Okay.
Now, the car that we're in, is it something that can still run, or is it tire flat?
No, it can run. You just have to smash the window and light on gas.
Do you want
Light
to
on
try to
gas.
get on? Oh. You want to try to get on out of here?
We can try. Think the RV has some gas in it?
Well, we don't have to go in the RV to get the gas, so I'm all about it.
Go Gut Hook, give me a roll with advantage.
10.
10. So given your your area that you live in and what you do, you know a thing or two about RVs and trailers. And looking at this model here, you know it's a diesel model.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Well, that
All right.
sucks.
well,
As the sound of the radio kind of plays out over the mostly quiet area that you're in, the RV begins rocking again, and you hear the yips coming from inside.
Are the happy yips or kind of like I'm a distressed kind of yip?
can there
More
be,
the latter, distress kind of yips, and the you hear again sort of like the banging on the door, the step down door of the back of the RV. It's more of like a thud against it.
you
I think we should just go.
think we should just go?
Yeah.
Do you think we should get in the running car?
Yeah.
We can't do that.
Say we're just Flintstoning right out of here.
Before we go,
Scooby-Doo it out.
The thudding seems to sort of intensify as another loud joins what you heard before.
All right. You want to open this RV is what you're saying?
we don't have to do it. But
we just don't know what's going to come out of it.
we
How
also
gonna
don't know
handle
how
it?
much. We don't know how far we can get on the gas we have.
Right. And at least with the RV, it might give us a little bit more coverage.
You
Just
do,
we should.
as you're kind of sitting at the car, you're towards the back of it, and towards the back of the RV. Raven, you look over and you notice there's a bike rack on the back of the RV as well.
Is
there anything on the bike rack?
There are 3 mountain bikes on the back of it. 2 look like an adult, and 1 looks more like a child-sized one.
There's bikes on the back of this RV, yo?
I'm all about taking that child's one down the highway. That'd be pretty funny.
I do have an
Picturing,
idea.
like a big man in a clown car. Like,
Does it have a pink
Adult
basket and
one
some
kid, who's the
tassels?
shortest of us all?
What was that?
I said, who's the shortest of us all?
That ain't me.
You tell me.
I don't know.
I'm pretty tall. I'm like a Neanderthal.
I'm
Great.
not as tall as Gut, but I'm not that short.
Rain is like 5'6" average.
Probably about my height.
Yeah, I think we're probably.
Somewhere around like 5'5".
So have you made what's your decision? What's the next move?
Oh, we
So-
need to quickly decide.
Is there a sun? Do you think there's a sun or a moon roof in the RV? We can go
That's
on
what I was
top,
wondering.
look down.
You do see from where you are. You see there's a bump that's characteristic of a sunroof.
Bike
So
rack would make it easy to climb.
yeah, I should. Well, there's probably a ladder on the back.
Yeah. So you go over the ladder. There is a ladder on the back of it. You also notice that the bike rack does have a lock on it. So the bikes are locked in place, but there is a ladder.
And we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that after this.
One thing at a time.
Within a time. So all right, I'll go on top of the RV and see if I can look down into it.
Sure. So you climb up the ladder. Are you moving quietly, or are you moving?
I think it. Yeah. I'm sorry. So yeah, naturally, I'm going to try to move as quietly as I possibly can.
Okay.
Especially because since we don't know what's inside, if it is actual people, I don't want them to think that I'm just
Peeping Tom.
running around on their RV.
You're the zombie in this situation.
So you get to the roof, and you crawl slowly across it, and get to the sun roof hatch. Or you just pop it open.
Can I see through it first?
It's a covered hatch.
Oh, okay, it's covered hatch. Then I'll have to pop it open.
Okay. So you pop it open, and looking inside from the angle, the first thing that hits you is a smell that comes out of the camper. Sort of this putrid, decaying, sort of the smell of a recently popped abscess that kind of wafts over you. You hold yourself from vomiting into the open sunroof of these people's RV. The second thing that you see in the mostly dark interior, where you're looking, are 2 bodies facing away from you, both pressed against the door, sort of like writhing. Their arms and the back of their head looks like there's maybe missing some hair. Maybe there's a little bit of lesions or something on their arm. They don't seem to notice you, and they're just kind of pressed up against that door, pushing out, trying to get out of it.
Trying to get out of it.
Yep.
This is very odd.
What do you see up there?
I put the cat back down
Mm-hmm.
and roll over to the side or wherever they're standing and tell them what I see. And it doesn't seem like they're trying to open the door. They're just trying to get out by pushing it. They didn't notice me.
Thankfully.
What do we
Well,
want to do?
According to the radio station, they got some kind of disease.
Where are you all standing?
Far away.
I imagine we're actually behind the rental car. Like we were kind of
Yeah.
watching him kind of like ready in case something did happen.
Yeah,
But
I'm over by the
I'm
car where the
standing back.
radio
But I'm
is.
gonna if I could kind of take a
And
look
it
around to see if
smells.
anything is kind of wandered, like do I hear any wildlife or do I see anybody like approaching the area?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to be a 7.
Okay. So two things happen at once. You hear the crunch of gravel from the other side of the camp office, and kind of moving towards you, but in a sort of at a pace that doesn't jive with human footsteps. That only catches your ear for human foots. That you only hear that for a second before the door on the RV gives way, blows outwards, and the two bodies that James saw spill out into the gravel lot, and they're at the moment prone on the ground.
All right, I'm grabbing my axe.
Okay, axe up.
Yeah.
Take out my gun.
Creatures sort of slowly rise to their feet, and from where the three of you are standing, you can see that much of their face is eroded away. There's sort of a lifeless look in their eyes, and as they see you, they immediately start shamble running towards you.
Oh, it's like 28 days later.
Everyone give me the action they're gonna do.
I'm gonna hack at the. I'll hack at the one that's running up on us.
So you're gonna meet it, or are you gonna let it run towards you? There are two of them running towards you.
If they start, I will shoot at them from where I am.
I'm gonna put out my gut hook.
All right, Raven.
I'm gonna say y'all are far past any help I could give, and pulls out her crowbar as she says it.
Okay.
So
I will as they're approaching, I'm like, something's coming from that way too. Like I'll point it out.
Okay. So you three have your melee weapons brandished as they're running towards you. James, which of the two? There's one appears to be a sort of a shorter woman zombie, and then a larger man zombie.
A larger man zombie.
Okay. And are you shooting for any specific spot, or are you just trying to plug them?
I will try to go for the head if the radio can be believed.
Okay, so that is I'll be a called shot and a headshot, so that's a higher level of difficulty. You have to hit a 9, but this is your area of expertise, so you can roll with advantage.
Okay. Then take the 2 top, right? So
Yep.
7. No.
7. So you plug the guy in the shoulder, which kind of gives him a, unconscious burst of speed, and he gets to you, Raina, a little bit quicker than you thought because he lurches forward when he gets shot.
I was just helping you out, Raina.
What would you like to do?
I imagine he's a little bit taller, so I'll just try and see if I can just go right for like his face again,
Okay.
kind of going with what the radio was saying.
So for melee, it's still just 7 to smack him in the head, but you don't have an advantage. So
Nope. Cool.
What
All
you got?
right. 7.
7. Boom. So you crack him right in the skull with the crowbar, and basically his momentum as he goes, you hit him in the head, he like falls to the ground and skids in the gravel a couple paces past you. Guthook and Raven, the woman goes for the two of you. What are you guys doing?
I'll have to take my gut hook and try to go for the.
Good.
I can't remember the name. No. I'm getting kind of late in the night and forgetting things. But the throat. I was going to say the trachea.
So give me a roll for that. And then what are you doing with your crowbar, Raven?
Baseball swing to the head.
Okay. Roll them both up.
How many dice am I rolling? Just two?
Just two, yep.
I got an 8.
You got an 8. Okay.
8.
Okay. So, Guthook, you land yours first, and the hook comes, just right across the trachea, and you actually rip out the entire windpipe and trachea, and it goes flying to the side and splatters across the back of the sedan. And the woman is unfazed and continues to come at you, and you can actually see the front of her spinal column that you ripped out most of what is in front of it. And she only moves forward for another second until Raven brings the crowbar down on her head and falls. Same thing, falls before you.
Woo-wee, she was frisky.
So where was Raina pointing to? Do we see anything? Do I see
was
anything?
pointing off around where the building was.
So a second later, you continue to hear the gravel, and a second later, a small deer comes around the side of the
Riverbend
office.
Lunch.
Does it look like diseased or?
Can't tell from this distance.
Okay.
And you also continue to hear the yips from the.
Well, we got 3
carrier.
bikes and now we got a deer.
Is there anyone else inside the RV?
You do not see anyone from your angle, James.
Okay. I don't see anyone from where I am. I only hear the dog.
Well, we got to get out of here because obviously there's multiple of them. We're either going to take this RV over or we're not.
So we could check the RV. Would somebody turn off the car first of all?
Done.
So let's check the RV and see what its fuel situation is.
If it's got gas, I can drive us out of here.
All right. So we should. I'll come down and I guess step into the RV carefully.
Yeah, I'm imagining I'm kind of shadowing his steps, kind of checking.
So you go in, gun drawn, and Raina behind you with her axe raised, and the two of you step into the RV. To your left is the back of the RV, and the sort of back accordion door to the bedroom is pulled shut. You hear the terrier yipping in there, and you hear sort of like a low sort of dragging noise or something going on there as well. And then to your right, you see the cabin and the driver's side.
James.
You pointing to the back, or
yeah?
All right. So we're gonna move towards the back slowly, where the accordion door is.
Yep.
And I don't think we're gonna do it in slow motion. I think we have to pull it open really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're gonna do that. So with the gun up in one hand.
Do you want me to get the door, and I'll kind of?
I'll get the door. You just be careful. So,
yeah. It's kind of tight. The nature of it anyway, it would be kind of tight for you to pull it and get out of the way.
Yeah. So
fair.
With my gun up, I will pull it back really quick.
Okay. So you pull it back really quick.
And my boot out in case the dog wants to come and try to.
Sure. You pull it back really quick, and a small child, maybe 6 or 7 years old, turns, face, half gone. One arm limp at its side, sees you, its mouth opens up big, and it lunges at you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna have to shoot it.
All right, you're gonna shoot it at the same time. It's gonna lunge for you. So it's close range, so you can roll with advantage and only have to hit a 7 here.
That's disturbing. 8.
Okay. So mouth open, it's almost kind of gotten to you with its face at your thigh when you put a cap right in its head from above because it's very short, and it kind of lands against you and slides to the ground.
That's gross.
In the back, there is a terrier on top of a cabinet, leaping down. Looks fine.
Go kind of terrified of this terrier. Who's just kind of standing back like with the heebie-jeebies.
So you'll wrestle gators, but terriers outside your league.
Yeah.
The terrier is terrifying.
The
Not
terrier
wrong.
gut hooks mouse.
But it is interesting that this thing has been alive in this room.
I'm not happy with what we just had to do, but
No.
I mean, I'm not getting paid for any of this, so.
Really? Is that all you can think about right now?
But I I'm gonna have to, just to keep myself busy. I'm gonna move up to the to where the driver's cabin is, and we'll have to check out the fuel situation.
No keys.
They're probably on the bodies, aren't they? Gross.
Well, I don't mind. I'll go get them.
Okay.
Okay.
We should also bring this.
When I go out, I'm going to stomp on the head of a zombie.
All right. Your thick, well-worn, steel-toed, big-heeled boots go right through the head, and it just ends in the neck.
And I'm going to frisk it. Do I find a key?
You find a set of keys and a wallet.
Oh, I take a wallet too.
Okay.
We should also empty the RV of any persons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People persons.
Who's going to do that?
I will pick up the child.
Okay.
Wait, are there actually blankets in the master bedroom?
Yep.
Can I wrap and kind of drag?
Yep, you can wrap and drag.
Especially hearing how we were not sure how infection is and stuff.
Yep.
You want me to roll for that?
No, you're good. So you wrap it up and pull it out of the cabin and onto the ground. Once you pull it out, the terrier jumps down to the floor, somewhat calmer now. Starts walking around. It goes over to its little dish of water and food. You can see it's somewhat emaciated. Probably has spent most of its time on top of the shelves recently, and it hungrily starts eating and drinking.
I'll put some pocket bacon in there.
Raven, in light of the situation, do you want to go grab any water or anything else we forgot from the office?
Someone come with, because I ain't dealing with any of this by myself.
All right, I'll go with you. We can go pick up everything.
You should stay here with the terrier. I'll be more than happy to go.
Okay. We're out of here. We've got to talk about this terriers, thing you got going on.
Face your fears.
Gut and I got this. We tag team that last one.
We got
Terriers
this.
are just the little gators of the canine, all of that.
I presume you gave us the keys so we can check this out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you turn on, and the radio comes on as you turn on the RV. There is quite a bit of gas in the RV. The radio does come on the emergency channel, and it's a slightly different announcement, which I will tell you in 1 second.
Okay.
Raven and Gut, you make your way to the office. You start gathering up all of the food and other items. Give me one more investigation check, whichever one of you wants to do it. Raven, you do it.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know.
Ooh. 9.
9. Okay. So you grabbing things from the ground, you find a roll of fishing line, which had rolled onto the floor. All of the different items that we mentioned before, the power bars, a bunch of water, etc. And you looking over, you see a clock on the wall, and it occurs to you that would have batteries in the back. So that you go, and that's where you get some batteries out of.
Pocket pill.
Yep. James.
So while we're waiting for them to gather the food, we're gonna empty out anything that's left in the sedan. go into the trunk, grab the tire iron,
Mm-hmm.
or anything else that's in there. I don't know what else would be in there, but
Yeah, it's a rental, so you get a tire iron and you get an ice scraper if you want it.
oh yeah, we'll take that. You never know.
That'll work.
Yeah, not much else. And as you go ahead.
I was gonna say, under the circumstances, since we're probably not coming back for the sedan, we should maybe take the battery.
Yeah.
Sure. So you pop the hood, take the car battery out of it.
While he's doing that, I'm just keeping watch again, kind of just.
So you're standing there keeping watch, and you hear, as I mentioned, the radio in the RV comes on, and the announcement, or it's on when it turns over, and the announcement is: authorities have ordered evacuation for the immediate area. Area survivors are advised to proceed to the football stadium at Whitehead University for helicopter extraction. Be advised that levels of infection in the surrounding area are exceedingly high. Both haste and caution are advised as infection continues to spread rapidly.
I'm going to leave a really low Google review for this place because no one came to tell us, right? They left and they didn't even send a runner down to tell us what was going on.
Not a 5-star hotel, James. I know you've grown very accustomed to your way of life, but everyone just understands, hey, this is wild. We'll figure it out.
I get it. We'll have this banter as we're
loading. We'll be bantering.
But I said, but
the hitman is the hitman is annoyed that everyone's looking out for themselves.
It's like everybody else knew, right? They all came here and got supplies and they left. The ranger knew. It's his job. He needs to keep us safe.
So, what are you doing?
We're gonna. Do you know where this place? Do we know where this place is?
Since
Raina knows where.
I imagine, yeah.
Yeah, you're from around here. I mean, we're not from, but you know this area pretty well now.
And would I have a map in my bag?
Okay.
What year is it?
It is 2020.
Okay.
The year is 2020.
Ooh. Fall.
Far into the future.
I know, it's really sad when you think about that.
Yeah.
Side note, the last time I did one of these was 2016, and I made a bunch of guesses about the future, and 4 out of 5 of them came true, and it really freaked me out. So I spent the whole month being like, when is the zombie apocalypse coming? Let's see what happens here.
Now it's here.
We have 2 months to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It's fall of 2020, so we've got 10. We're okay. Just start stocking up.
We got a year. It's fine.
So you pull out your map. You know where Whitehead University is. It's not too far. It's back towards Brook City, which is the main city that you're nearby. Brook City's a coastal town, decent population, and Whitehead University is on the eastern edge of town.
I'll start kind of mapping the route out.
Okay.
I guess that will take.
Yeah. So, Raven, you're going to drive? Did you say you were going to drive?
I can. I'm used to driving big vehicles.
All right, then.
So before we drive on off, now that you got your map, your handy-dandy map over there, we should probably determine if we have enough gas with what we have to get there, if we're going to need to make pit stops.
So looking at what the RV has, you are pretty sure that it can make that distance. Raven, you've, like you said, driven big trucks before. You've driven ambulances and other things, and you know that even though this is diesel, that you have a pretty good sense of how far it can get, and you definitely think it can make to the university football stadium.
I'm going to put the terrier in the closet.
No, don't. Why? What did he do to you?
I don't
Why
like terriers.
It can stay in the room it's been in. It has its food and water in there.
Fine. Then I got shotgun.
So guts on shot. Raven, you're driving. Where are Raina and James? Sit behind him.
Yeah, I guess, is it a 4-seater up front, or is it just...
Yeah, there's a side seat behind the driver, like a little couch kind of thing.
All right, so...
I feel like James should drive since he's like a marital artist.
That's right.
Yeah, he needs to...
I need to comprehend what just happened here. What just happened?
So there are you do see a few sort of outlets on the
if you
inside
see
as well.
If you see a sports shop or a gun shop, we should probably stop.
Raina's probably checking around the RV, like the cabinets and stuff, to see what else is kind of here.
Yeah, there's some just random bits of food, some other camp equipment, bedrolls.
There better not be a no
tent, etc.
zombie.
There's a tiny pint size. No.
From under the seat.
So Raven, you start up or it's already going, but you start the RV moving forward, and you bring it to the road. There's a road that heads east towards inland and west towards Brook City and the university.
Now, is there a lot of cars on our way that are abandoned, or is it just straight away there's nothing?
From the parking lot to the main road, there were no cars.
Everybody hightailed it, left us behind.
James,
Well, you can leave a
calm
review
down.
on Yelp later.
Yeah, we're leaving too now, okay? We're fine.
Mm-hmm. Should we plug our phones in to the USB port?
That sounds like a good idea.
Might be a good idea.
Since I'm
Is the
sure they've
radio
been dead
saying
after 2
anything
weeks.
new?
Yeah.
Mm.
What's that, Raven?
Is the radio saying anything new?
Just that local area residents are advised to make their way to the football stadium, which I assume you head for. So you make a right onto the road and start the journey back. This road, as you remember, coming up, one side of it falls precipitously down. The other side follows the mountain straight up. That drop is to your left at the moment, with the mountainside going up to the right.
You know what I find particularly interesting is that there's 2 zombies all up in this RV. Well, none of them try to eat that terrier.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to point out earlier.
Well,
There were technically 3, but yes.
That reminds me. I'm gonna shut this sunroof.
Okay,
Yeah,
you shut the
that's
sunroof.
probably a good idea.
And as you're thinking about what Guthook said, Raina, it occurs to you that from where the terrier was on the bookshelf, the child could not reach it.
Wow.
And maybe it was up there for a reason.
Or they just didn't want hot dog.
It was a vegan zombie.
Well, because that deer wasn't diseased either, right?
Well, at least we
You didn't get
didn't
close enough to
really.
check it.
Yeah, we didn't get close to.
I mean,
check.
it looked like a pretty healthy deer.
So you're driving probably for about an
Love
hour
you.
or so. You're about 2/3 of the way to the
Me
university,
too.
coming down the mountain, and you come around a bend, and in front of you there are a number of abandoned cars. There is a flatbed truck that appears to have turned and smashed into the mountainside, so its cab is crumpled up on the mountain with the flatbed backside of it extended out, the last wheel hanging over the edge of the cliffside, and 3 other cars that are stopped in front of the truck.
Are any of these police officer cars? Oh, we got
None
a
of them are.
donation come through.
Oh, heck yeah!
Is it so I can ride my alligator? My child's alligator music. I'll even play music for it. I'll sing a song.
Not saying a
What
song
is
of
it?
the
So you can
game.
ride an alligator?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I thought.
Oh, I got one. Let's see.
Yeah, it's for your page, isn't it?
Yeah.
For Raina to find Halligan's 4-cable entry tool. It's a firefighter pry bar. Thank you for putting that in parentheses.
Yeah, I was gonna be
I
like,
appreciate
wait,
you
what is
so
that?
much.
Oh, shoot.
That's funny.
Got it.
Oh, it's from Lappy. Oh.
Oh, thank you.
Yay. That was sweet.
That sounds very specific, which I like.
Thank you.
Makes
Stay
things
as
easier.
specific as possible. It makes games so much more fun.
Mhm.
So at the moment you pull your RV, you slow it down, and you see these 3 cars in front of you, and then the truck that's crashed crossing the road.
Is it blocking the road?
Yeah.
It is blocking the road.
So, you know, these trucks, they got some diesel fuel. We can stock on up and keep them in an RV.
How far down the road past the blockade of crashed cars
Hmm.
can I see?
It's on
And
a
are there
bend.
more crashed cars?
Right. You can see a fair bit down the road, even though it is on a bend. It's a kind of a slow bend. There doesn't look like more cars. It looks like this truck crashed, and other cars that came along after it were unable to get by. People abandoned them.
Okay, well, we should maybe get out and check them out. We're not just going to crash through them, I presume.
What'd you feel about my diesel fuel idea that was just ever just
I mean,
forgot?
If they're if
Crashing
it's
through is not a
diesel,
bad option because we don't have to deal with anything that might be outside, but
It could also damage what we're.
it could damage this. The other option would be to just turn around and go.
what kind of pickup was it? Was it a bigger one?
It's like a flatbed, open flatbed truck, like one of those ones that carries, like flammable gases.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so there probably is diesel fuel in there. You're probably right. All right, so I actually like the idea, which means we're still going to have to go out. And if it crashed, we have to get it out of the way because we'll probably not be able to move it.
Yeah.
The other cars I don't care about, but if we're going to get out, we might as well get it. We might as well check it out.
So you get out of the RV. You going, Guthook?
So I was so excited about my donation for you, I forgot. Is there a police officer car?
No, you're right. Sorry, no, there's no police officer.
Oh,
it's
no.
it's 2 sedans, a hatchback, and the flatbed truck.
Gotcha.
So 4 cars, 2 sedans, a hatchback, and a flatbed truck carrying noxious gas. Nice. All right. I'll go. Gut, you want to come?
Yeah.
There's no terriers outside, right?
Yeah, exactly. I prefer myself terrier free.
I think there's a different type of terrier outside.
So the two of you make your way,
Just the way you
to
said
the
it.
flatbed.
Yeah, we're gonna make our way to the flatbed. We're gonna be very careful because we don't know where these things are, and apparently they could also be little people too.
So
I'm standing like in the doorway of the RV, like axe at the ready again, kind of just keeping an eye.
Right. So you walk past the 3 cars. You notice that all of them basically have their doors open. And none of them seem crashed. They just seemed abandoned. And you make your way to the flatbed trailer. There is a body you can see inside that is sort of crumpled over the dash. What would you like to do?
It's dead.
Well,
As far
we
as you
don't
can
know
tell.
about that.
This is true.
Nothing else has been dead so far.
This is true. So maybe we don't have to open the cab to get out the gas.
You want me to keep an eye on the zombie?
Well, what are we going to empty the diesel into?
You want me to siphon it?
I think we're going to have to, right?
All
Do you
right.
have something to siphon with?
No. That's just one of my 3 objects
so-
in my pocket.
Does Ruby see them kind of standing there staring at it, just like staring at it?
They're just looking at the Grand Canyon, trying to
Yeah,
just take
you're
in
just
the
taking it all
majesty
in.
of what it
Sitting
is.
behind the wheel, leaning on it, just like, what
As
the heck
you're,
are they doing?
I don't even know.
Raven, I assume you're keeping the car running or the RV running. You're just sitting there like ready to go. Raven, as you're staring out the door, you do see that the trunk of the car that's closest to you does seem slightly popped.
I'll like
Oh, wait.
better axe.
We do need to open the cab because we have to move the truck. That was the whole point.
Raven,
Yo,
what are you doing?
I'm like putting the axe down, guys, and I'll point at the cab. And be like,
They're a little too far away to hear your whisper yell.
guys.
So as you hear that,
Yeah.
the individual in the cab starts up and turns and looks to you, Guthook, and it is indeed a zombie.
Ooh, we got a live one over here.
Is the window open in the cab?
The window is not open.
We should probably just shoot it anyway.
No, you ever
What?
seen a zombie film? Like one of those horror Evil Dead films? You're gonna be making some sound.
All right, so then I will take out my silencer and put it on the gun.
That's right. Just like a marital artist would do.
So Gut says that, and I say, "Oh yeah," and then screw on the silencer. And
So, are you doing it from the passenger side, or are you crawling over the truck to do it from the?
I don't think
driver's
Smitty's
side?
ever going to let me back.
You're doing a Jaws
There was
style,
only
like,
one
fire
rule,
son
and
of
I'm
a-
ruining it. I'm
Can I
sorry.
get?
No, it's
Can I get a good angle from here?
Yeah, you can, and it has a seatbelt on, which apparently didn't help it. So it's limited in where it can move.
All right, so then I'll just do it from here. I'm not going to
Okay.
crawl from there.
So you do it from there, and the bullet coming out of the gun is quiet as can be, and then it hits the passenger side window, which shatters into 1,000 pieces, falling all over the ground, making a big bang. But dead on, you hit the zombie in the head, killing it.
That's
All
some
right.
pretty good shooting.
Well, it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
I like you, James. We go
and-
way back.
Yeah. So now I guess we have to crawl across and get it out so that we can get in.
Yep. So you reach in and open up the passenger side door. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drag it out.
Okay. You drag it out onto the ground.
Anything else in the cab that we can see?
I mean, that
Just-
wasn't what I was pointing at, but I mean, that works. I was pointing at the trunk. Check that and make sure there's nothing in there that we don't need.
Do you
Well-
want to check it since you're over there, Rena?
I was still in the, like in the RV, but
I
I
think you
will,
should-
at this point, I will go over being like, all right,
Okay.
what is going on?
So you
boy.
cautiously go
Mhm.
over and open the trunk, yeah?
Yeah.
You open it up, and in the back is a Halligan's forcible entry tool.
Da, 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 da.
It's like engraved Lappy, just
Yeah.
written on a handle.
I can't see, but I'm gonna write because my hood fell down too low.
Aw.
You see on it, it says Brook City Fire Department, and then Lappy.
Aw,
Yay.
thank you, Lappy.
Cherish it always.
So James, what are you doing? Gut hook?
Oh,
So-
what are you
oh,
asking
so-
me?
We're gonna. Do we see the keys?
Keys are in the ignition.
All right. Turn it on. Turn on the truck.
You turn it on. Starts up.
I don't know if you want me to drive.
I think I do.
So keep in mind
it
this
can
thing
get pretty
is
crazy up in here.
it's almost like T-boned into the mountain with its back wheel hanging off the edge of the mountain road.
T-bone sounds good about right now.
Yeah. So the back. Oh boy.
That makes so much noise.
We have two choices, right? We could try to maneuver this thing, or we could just put it in reverse and get out, and then put something on the gas and let it just go off the side of the mountain.
I'm heading back to
And
the
reverse
RV.
it.
Okay.
Brand yet.
Let's
Let's back it
It's
on
got a
up.
Missy Elliott.
So, I think this one's got to go the way of the cuckoo, over the edge.
Okay.
All right.
So how are you doing it?
You want me to back this thing up?
So we'll get it to a spot. We I guess put it in reverse and then jump out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you
Pull down on it. I'm gonna back this puppy up.
give
I
me
feel like I'm
a.
watching a sitcom.
You are watching a sitcom.
Do I
me
even know how to
a-
drive? I don't think that's a skill I got.
Raven, if we survive this, we're gonna have the rights to like some major movie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, boats are a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So give me a coordination check. Gut. And we'll see how you do.
10.
All right. So you throw it in reverse. You rev it up and you jump out, and it starts to move. But part of the reason they weren't able to move it, nobody tried to, is what you didn't see. There's a cracked axle on it, and it starts to slowly move backwards, but it just grinds against the pavement as it does, making just a horrific noise until eventually enough of it has fallen over the back of the hill, and it just starts to go crashing down into the valley below with an echoing boom that just boom, like off the canyon walls.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna head back to the RV, glancing through the cars as we go.
The two of you turn around from where the truck just went off the hill, and 5 zombies move out of the woods between the RV and where you are. You see one of them in a fire department shirt,
He was there helping.
stumbling out.
We should take him out first.
Raven, do you feel
want
like
it
maybe
that way.
revving up the RV and we running them over?
Yeah, we lost some gas, so it doesn't matter. Let's do this.
Might as well. All right,
Open
let's
the
Grand
door.
Theft Auto. Let's go.
All right, so you're posting, and you describe what you're doing for me here.
So, shutting the door. So
Yeah, I'm back in the RV.
Are they like right in front of us?
No, so they're spread out. Like some of them, they all just came from the right side. So you've got some that are between you, 2 that are between you and the first set of cars, 2 that are like intermingled with the cars, and 1 that's on the far side of the cars, right near where James and Guthook are.
I'm gonna aim for the first 2 that are right there between the RV and then the blockade of cars.
So can they get past all the cars now that we've moved this truck out of the way?
I mean, the cars are still in the way, but you
Yeah.
could potentially move them easier, and you could probably push them with the RV. But right now, since we're in it, you hit the gas and give me a roll.
Ooh, that's a 5.
A 5. So you hit them, but you don't hit the brakes that quickly, and you slam into the first car, which knocks you guys back and pushes the car forward. The 2 zombies go flying and actually come to a rest somewhat near Guthook. Their legs and midsection somewhat crumpled, and then they just kind of get up to their waist or whatever they can stand on, and now Guts got 3 zombies.
Sorry.
I've got 3 zombies.
Two courtesy of
We were
Raven.
trying to help.
Escalated.
So,
Oops.
okay.
It's blowing up quicker than a storm.
I'm so sorry. We were trying to help.
Great. Wonderful. We should run. We should run further down the mountain and let the RV catch up to us by going through the cars.
Ooh.
But we're separate, so we don't
Tell
know.
me what you're doing right now. The 3 of them
Yeah,
are
we're
moving on. You
separate.
got
We don't know
I'm
this.
running
All right, so you
like
start
you
running.
ain't
James,
never
what are you doing?
seen me run before.
So
Come on, James. We ain't got time.
I'm with Gut.
Okay.
I'm with Gut.
They're leaving us. We need to go. We just go.
Leave it on the dashboard.
We're
Yeah,
leaving
we're
you.
going.
We're
No, I
leaving
know.
you.
We're separate, so we're trying to come up with our. Just go.
So you guys start running down the hill or the mountain, and the 3 of the zombies, one of them somewhat quickly ambling after you, the other 2 crawling because the bottom halves of their bodies have been sprayed over much of the road.
But now we have it down to 1. Now we
Yeah,
have it down to 1.
they had 2 half zombies. Raven and Raina, what are you doing?
Zombies.
Let's go. Let's keep just driving. Go. Yeah.
Back in the RV up to get at a better angle and just.
Okay,
I'm
give
I'm
me a-
bracing myself, but I have the axe ready if like someone decides to do what James did and maybe come in through the sunroof or something. Like I don't know where they're coming from.
Are
I'm
you-
about
are
to plow
you-
through vehicles. You might want to at least.
Oh, I'm
assist them.
hanging on, but I'm
Yeah.
also like
I
trying.
want an axe in the head, my friend.
Hey, Gut, you think
Swing
Raven
it
will stop
away.
to get by us?
Are
What'd
you
you say
ramming
to
or are
me?
you slowly
There's so
pushing?
much happening. Got
Is there,
zombies.
okay, so we're in the RV. There's no zombies.
Well, there's 2 between the 2 cars now, and then the 3 on the other side that are moving forward. There's none that are like directly around the RV.
Yeah. So punch it.
Punch it.
I'll quickly seeing you're going. I'll put it down. And be like,
Our friends are in need.
Okay. So give me another roll, but this one, since you learned a little bit from the first time, you can do it with the advantage.
So
3d6, keep the highest 2.
oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
Nice jail them.
So you slam your foot on the gas.
Oh no.
And
maybe
you
you
go,
didn't
and the
guard.
two
So
zombies
bad.
between the cars get smushed together, and two of the cars with the two zombies caught between them go flying off the edge of the hill. But when you hit the third car, you completely jack the front of the RV's axle, and just pop the two front tires and grind it into the ground, and the RV is not moving. And ahead of you, you see Guthook and James continuing to run with one zombie behind them and two slow-moving zombies crawling their way forward on the highway.
Do we hear the horrific grinding?
Oh yeah, you hear like a big crash,
Ah.
then another bump off the side of the hill, and then that grinding.
This is not. Hey, Gut, we're gonna have to go back for them.
She's madder than a wet hen.
How
Maybe
mad
go.
is a wet hen get? We should. Let's
Pretty mad. You ever see a wet hen? It looks just like this.
What's the distance between us and the closest zombie?
So you put a little bit of pace on it at this point. It's probably about 50 feet back from you.
All right, so we should probably. All right,
So I'm gonna fake it out. I'm gonna act like I'm running away, like woo, I'm so scared, and then I'm gonna turn around and go boom, like right in the face, the zombie face,
So you're not going to get too far away from it before
with
you
my
do that.
with my gut hook. Just like,
All right, so then give me a roll.
well before Gut gets there, I should at least take a shot at it.
Okay.
well, how
so
many
do
bullets
that.
you got?
So it's a
Um,
9 for a headshot. You got 13 left.
I
Or no,
have 12 left.
14.
12.
12. Okay.
I've been keeping track. I have.
Okay.
At advantage or not advantage?
At advantage, but you have to hit the 9 for a headshot.
Got it. And I got a 9.
Perfect. So Gut, you're running with your hook out, and then when you're about 10 feet away, boom, you just see the zombie collapse. Now, another 20 feet behind them are the two more that are crawling along the road.
Why did you guys steal my thunder like that? You know what I was planning to do. It's like a move, and I do all the time.
Don't worry. 11 more zombies, and you got what thunder you want. That's all I got in me.
Go back and check on Rain and Raven.
So you're running around the two
Sounds
that
like
are
a
croling?
good show, Rain and Raven.
Yeah. It's on the
Pretty good.
VPN.
We're trying to learn how to drive through zombies.
Now RV is all uffed up now. We're not going
We're
anywhere.
trying.
Are you
these,
steering wide of the two zombies on the ground, Guthook, or are you going to try and dispatch them as well?
No, I'm going to ignore them and waste my time.
So you run past them and they're like, and turn around and start crawling back the other way.
Are they like really crippled zombies?
They're moving very slowly. Yeah, they don't have
Like-
bottom halves.
Could we go like? Can we coup de grace them?
Sure.
All right, I'll do that with my knife instead
Okay.
of my gun.
So just give me 2 rolls and don't roll snake eyes, basically.
All right. So when they turn around, I'll jump on one of the
You say
backs,
that.
stab it in the
I'm
head.
waiting for it.
When you said don't roll snake eyes, a 3 is okay.
No.
I didn't
Yep.
roll snake eyes.
No, 3's okay.
That is 6. Okay.
Okay. So you put them both down, just as Guthook gets to the now demolished RV with a shocked-looking Raven and Raina inside.
I'm
You
like
know-
trying to put it in reverse and get off.
You can't it just
It's
like the motor
stuck,
turns over, it
yeah.
doesn't even move.
Oh my god. Great.
You hear a moaning sound from the back where the terrier went flying when you hit
Oh no!
the car.
Gut, check out the terrier.
I'll go running over real quick because I was gonna say I was gonna grab.
Oh,
it.
the
It's-
terrier's
it's-
messed up. Like
Oh
it is
no!
barely moving.
I'm
I'm sorry. This got even darker. The
Yeah.
terrier looks incapacitated at this point.
Oh.
Great. That's
Well,
great.
It's all right. I'm not gonna go up. I'm gonna scoop up the terrier, and I'm gonna cover it up. And I'm gonna walk it out in the forest where nobody can see me,
Hmm.
and I'm just gonna,
Gut hook it.
snuff it out
Okay.
without disturbing the ladies.
You snuff it out in the woods, and the terrier was no more.
Their little terrier.
It's got a little collar around its neck.
No need to get descriptive. It's real
it's named-
sad.
That's
You
the
see-
most
you see the little
Tell me
collar.
the name of this
It's a
terrier.
little dog bone collar.
No,
that
I
says
don't-
gutter.
no.
It says gutter on it.
No.
Oh, got her and gut hook. Oh.
You should hang on to it. That's like
Yeah, now I feel like I gotta keep it.
The body?
No,
the
I'm gonna keep the collar.
not
Oh, no,
unless you
she's
have a
crying.
really big Ziploc bag.
So you take the collar.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, what are the other three of you doing?
I don't know. I'm so sad.
Are there
Just feeling really bad she didn't grab the dog because I really had a split second thought of, I should grab the dog before we try and ram through this.
So
I
I'm
was like,
gonna
the
come
dog
up
will be
and
fine.
I'm just
No.
God's just gonna look at both of you like, what hell happened?
I'm
I
gonna
get out of the RV for literal 5 minutes. And you go ahead and break not only an axle, take 2 zombies in half, and kill a terrier within 5 minutes. What?
It was a party. I don't know. I panicked.
As you're sitting there talking about this, the radio's still on. A new message comes across. Sources globally are finding the disease is passed on in about one third of the cases where an individual is bitten or scratched. It's unclear if this is due to natural resistance or transmission rates, and there has been no progress towards a cure. If you have been bitten or scratched, symptoms you may have contracted the disease include coughing and shortness of breath, pain at the base of the skull, increased strength and decreased sensitivity to pain, runny nose, dry mouth. Extended observation shows that the infected are beginning to group together in large packs, and there are early unconfirmed reports of the infected learning through experience. This message will repeat.
Are there I'm
So
gonna
let
make
me
sure that
ask
all the other zombies are out of their misery.
Well, the other two went flying off the cliff, so
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
they
yeah.
went flying.
So then I'm gonna check through the cars. Any of these cars workable? Now that the truck is out of the way?
well, there's only one car left. The other two went with the zombies off the side. So the one
there we go.
that's in front of, you can roll for the one that's in front of you.
I also have the bites. I mean, it's not
3.
favorable.
I know nothing about this car.
You know nothing about it, but even looking at it, you can tell it's pretty messed.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Oh.
We should get our camping gear then. Start hiking.
There's also the bikes. Can we try and maybe, I don't know, cut through that, or can you?
Well,
got
you
the
see-
fancy gun, James.
Children
Can't you
bike.
shoot that off?
Raven, you see the key, like the keys that are on the in the ignition for the RV do have a smaller key that looks like it would fit the bike rack.
But there were 3, right? Or the
Yep.
3 in a kid's bike?
It was 2 in a kid's bike.
So there's
Yes.
3.
2 in a kid's bike.
I forgot how many bikes there were. People, we just had a loss of a terrier. Okay, there's been a lot happening in a short amount of time.
So we should start. I guess we should just get our button gear and start hiking down until we can find something else.
Yeah.
So
How far do we got?
James, give me a quick roll.
Oh no.
Why you gotta ask me? 9.
I know. Smitty's got
So-
the smile on his face, and that makes me
Thinking
worry.
back when you looked at the bikes earlier, you did know that the children's bike had pegs on it.
I knew you were gonna say peg. I'm thinking pegs. Oh, one of us is riding tandem. Someone's getting on the pegs.
I'm totally riding that kid's pink bike. There ain't no
You're
debate
gonna
about it.
All right, fine. We'll take the bikes.
All right.
So
Do it.
it's too high end. I mean, this is a pretty nice RV, so you're not surprised when you pull off 2 high end mountain bikes off the back, and the other one looks like a child's child-sized mountain bike, but it's definitely done up as if they wanted to have a BMX bike.
Aw.
It is like pink flames going along the whole thing, with pegs on both the front and the back, and the name on the bike is just Gator written across the.
Oh,
Oh.
God. This one's calling for you.
Oh.
Just saying.
Immediately, like,
Oh, darn it.
the
Sorry.
hook starts having a flashback of the time when the terrier and him were together in the RV, but they were like terrified of each other. And then smiles on his face and thinks about the little jingle of the leash. A little tear comes down the cheek.
I didn't take you to be so emotional, gut hook.
I may be a big oaf, but I got feelings.
I get
Gut
it.
was like this in high school. You don't remember?
No, I don't.
How many times did we have to comfort Gut while Gut was crying underneath the bleachers at the football field?
That's right.
Why you gotta bring that up, James?
I
Well,
think I blocked that out.
okay, Gut.
So to bring us back
Right.
to
Another set of jets fly overhead.
I was wondering if that was like a
I was
legit
wondering
sound,
what
or
that
like
was.
if
I
you,
was like,
or if we were going back to the
Is this
shooting in your
happening?
living room.
No.
Oh, let's. Oh,
Or are we going?
Should we
trying to
probably go
continue
towards where
into
the jets are
city?
going, or opposite where the jets are going? Like, are the-
we should go to. We're still heading towards the high school, right? The football stadium.
The college football stadium, yeah.
Yeah. So let's.
did I see these jets? Did I see
You
them?
looked up. Yeah, you see them.
Are they like weaponized kinds of jets?
Yeah, they look like military jets.
So,
Yeah.
so maybe we should be going opposite of the jets because they're probably shooting something down.
They flew one way and then flew the other. So they went in opposite directions from where you saw them this morning.
Great. So we'd be just going back and forth there, Gut.
But the one thing that was just on the broadcast was that they're starting to amass in groups.
This is true.
And based off of how we've interacted with them, we make a sound. Here comes some zombies.
Actually, if they learn, they're probably going to start driving cars. Maybe we could hitch. Maybe we could hitch a ride.
Hitch a ride.
I think I
So
saw
far, the
that
cars
in-
have been the most deadliest thing you guys have encountered. So
Zombie Hawaiian trip, here we go.
I think I saw this in a Resident Evil episode. They'd be riding tanks.
as part of the broadcast, it does repeat that you should head to the football stadium still.
Wait a minute.
Right.
When you say we could donate for a ride, is like a tank an option for a ride?
A gator tank.
That might be possible.
I mean, it's a bit slower. You can't really crush a bunch of people. So you think about it first.
Oh boy. We're next. We gotta get off this mountain.
I think I broke CA.
No, I just can't believe so much has happened.
Yep.
So it's gotten into the mid-afternoon at this point.
So
We've
we should
still
probably
got-
get as close to civilization as possible so we can try and find some place to safely try and maybe rest.
Well, okay. Well, the mountain is not it. So we should.
Yeah, that's why we get towards
Yeah.
civilization. If we find a car that's full of gas, grab it.
All right.
All right. So you're hopping on your bikes. Who's riding tandem?
I'm not.
I am not.
Okay.
I'm riding the little child's
Alright.
back.
So then, Raina, you're on the pegs.
Yeah, sure.
We
you
got
wanna
this, Raina.
Do you want to be behind in the back pegs, holding around?
You ain't no
the hook,
bigger
or
than
you
a
wanna be on the
minnow in a
handlebars?
fishing pond. You can get up on them.
Which set of pegs are you on? The
Yeah,
front ones
front
or
of the back.
I'm on the back.
That means you still have an arc free to wield your axe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Just in case he's gets like an inspiration. Let's just go.
Just
So
charge
before
Not
you
that that
were-
really
with
worked
light.
well for us the first time, but
Not for nothing, but were there helmets?
There were only three.
Safety first, everyone.
I'm gonna take
Make
a
sure
helmet
you
because
wear a helmet when you ride a
this
bike,
is already
even
gonna go
during the
bad.
zombie apocalypse.
I can.
So you put a helmet on.
What
Yeah.
does my helmet look like? Is it pink?
It's pink and it says Gutter and Gator.
oh,
How did they know I was coming?
So maybe they did look after us.
I
I
had
knew
like.
Do you put one on, Raven? Do you put on the helmet?
I take one of the other helmets, yeah.
I don't think
Okay.
this helmet's gonna fit my head.
It doesn't. It might fit you, Raven.
Pretty small.
You put it
Raina put
on an
something on.
angle.
Right,
It definitely
here,
won't
you
fit
can
with
wear
your
this
hat
one.
on anyway. So,
Oh, Raina.
all right. So you begin heading down the mountain. The nice thing is you don't have to pedal all that much because you are going downhill, and it takes you about another 45 minutes till you hit the level ground. And in the head, you can see rising out the shape of the stadium.
Okay.
And as you begin to approach it, you hear the sounds of like intermittent gunfire. Not heavy, just like a pop, maybe every minute or two as you approach the stadium. Coming from the east as you are, you hit the parking lot on the backside of the stadium. And you see lots of cars parked there. You see what look like several layers of barricades that are kind of set up in a ring around the stadium. But you notice that it looks like they've fallen back multiple times to get closer into the actual stadium. So there are several dozen zombie bodies already littering the parking lot that you can see, most of them with bullet holes to the head. The barbed wire and barricades at choke points between parking lot fences, retainer walls, and a number of cars that have been sandwiched together, it looks like purposely. And you can tell from where you hear with the gunfire that it sounds like the front of the stadium is where you need to go in order to get into it.
Okay. Put away my silencer, but not my gun.
Okay.
Not exactly the most legal thing, and we're not quite sure what's going on.
Sure. So you start making your way towards the front of the stadium, and you have to pick your way through sort of barricade openings. What order are you going?
You want to go in the stadium?
We definitely. I guess Raven and I would be up front since we only have one passenger each.
So you're keeping the bikes. You're winding the bikes through the barricades and stuff. So
yeah, it's
okay.
probably good.
Popping wheelies,
Yeah.
With my bell, bing, bing, bing.
Does Gut Spike have streamers coming out of the
Yes.
handlebars?
Oh yeah, pink, orange, red ones.
Nice.
Perfect.
With my hair flowing through the
So
Turbulescent style.
Oh my gosh! Stop.
It took us an hour and a half because Gut only rides in slow motion.
Chinese riding his motorcycle.
James and Raven going through one of the barricades. There is a slumped zombie body that is over sort of one of those Jersey barriers as you pass by. I need you both to roll a single die and tell me what your number is.
You're saying we're in New Jersey?
2.
No.
2.
Roll again. Both of you.
6.
5.
Okay, so the zombie, this particular zombie who is not dead, lurches forward and snaps at you, Raven. I need you to roll a dex check to try to avoid the zombie's jaw on your arm. 2 die.
2.
Yep.
11.
So you manage to not only do you manage to move out of the way as the jaw comes down, but in the same motion, bring your crowbar back down and smash the zombie's head and making it go limp.
Happy
just at
daylight
that-
savings time, everyone.
Oh, we hit it.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, wait, did it just jump back?
Okay, we're now
Like a
1 a.m.
People want more of the story.
Ew.
We go
So-
back to the RV when it was in one piece. And our
The dog
terrier was
was
alive.
Wait.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, rewind.
No, we moved the clocks back, not us.
Yeah.
I wasn't a particularly great moment, Mar.
We did what we could with what we had.
Particularly good rental
Y'all like this. I don't want to hear
Yeah,
your
y'all were
complaints.
like, all right, we're out. Like, we had to make that decision quick.
We were just trying to give you some running room.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
As you bring your crowbar down, a second later, a military helicopter takes off from the inside of the stadium.
I get a bad feeling that this is the last one. Anyway,
And makes its way west towards the ocean. You do continue to hear a few gunshots on the ground after that as your bikes come around the side and you see a squad of about 4 individuals behind a barricade taking shots at straggling zombies as they come forward.
we're going to be more careful around slumped zombie bodies.
Okay.
It's a little too close for comfort.
At about this point, you come into sort of an open area, so there's no more barriers in front of you. It's just the soldiers that are behind their barrier, and a few shambling zombies that are ahead of you, moving towards the soldiers. The soldiers seem to be trying to kind of wait for the zombies to get close, and if they can do something with a couple of them have bats, have long bars. They're only really seeming to reserve a shot when one gets too close and they aren't able to take it down with something else.
Conserving bullets. That's probably smart. I should probably do that.
Yeah, because
This is the game of constant, looking in the mirror and realizing, oh, I should have been doing that.
But we've already pushed 1, 2, 3 vehicles off of a mountain and destroyed another.
Mhm.
I think we're doing pretty good.
Pretty good.
I just got an RV and played golf with zombies with it. It's fine.
That's right.
How are you all approaching the squad of soldiers?
In a non-zombie-like fashion.
Well,
Okay.
I feel like staying on our bikes helps a lot.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Unless a
So
bunch of zombies just learned how to ride a bike.
We can write "We're not zombies" on our t-shirts and ride on up.
unless they learned that too.
They were really, really screwed.
So you ride up and take down the last zombie that's ahead of you, and then see you, and they wave.
We wait.
As you ride up on the bikes, they look. One of the soldiers looks at the bike. He goes, "Smart, keep him quiet. Come on in. Any bites?"
No.
No.
I start
Doc.
stripping naked right there in the middle of the field.
Hold on. We don't.
Good. We're good. We're good. We don't need that.
No, my bad.
So they call Doc, come here. So a doctor runs up and takes you, the four of you, to the side and holds up a flashlight and quickly looks in your pupils, opens your mouth and said, "Okay, you look good. You're gonna have to wait for the next chopper to come in. Are you feeling okay? Any other bumps, bruises, anything?"
No.
No.
We lost some vehicles and a terrier, but we're good.
It was my favorite terrier.
That's sorry to hear that.
Even though
Pets
I
are
hated it. My
tough to lose
favorite.
pets. Most seem to have lost a lot more. But real sorry for your dog.
We consider ourselves
We
lucky.
found the dog.
I
Just
appreciate you.
as you're having this conversation, you hear an engine revving, and then a massive collision. And looking over your shoulders, you see someone kind of jumping out of what looks like a sort of a fuel truck that is trying to limp run towards the barricade with a number of other zombies, about 4 or 5 of them running behind. And they're like, "Help! Help!" He's got like a trucker uniform on, and the soldiers start to run out and take a couple shots at him. Not at him, at the zombies that are.
I was like,
are
wow,
approaching.
jeez.
Like, shut up, buddy. No, and they manage to take out the zombies and
Here's
pull
your
him back in the
help.
barricade. But there is a fire going around the fuel truck at this point.
Oh my
No.
God! Really?
Heavens
Really,
to
guys?
Betsy.
I'm sorry.
This
sorry.
day just doesn't get any better.
We should probably get in the stadium while it blows.
Yeah. So you guys make it into the stadium, and not more than a minute later, there's a very loud explosion out in the parking lot. And you see a huge gout of flame and then smoke rising
God.
from, and the
Really?
noise is tremendous.
Guess
At
what?
least we didn't do that.
We didn't do it, but that's a loud noise, and you know what? There could be a lot of zombies coming now.
When you're
Yeah, but at least
practically.
we didn't do that.
Yeah, but you're practically related.
Hey, we didn't injure ourselves in that, so I don't want to hear it.
He goes, "Hi, Steve." He holds out his hand and shaking with you.
How
How y'all doing?
Yeah, we're good. I have a question. Are
Yeah.
the barriers gone now with the explosion?
I mean, I don't know about the explosion. I took 2 of them out when I was trying to get in closer, but it looked like they'd already been overrun, so I didn't think much of it.
Yeah.
Y'all got any bites? And he holds up his arm, and he's got 2 bites. He's like, "I think I'm okay, but
Oh no!
I'm feeling all right.
You should go check. You should go talk to the doctor.
How?
All right.
I
And he
turn to
turns.
Raven. I'm like, how did he get past the doctor with those?
You know, we should go with him. Make
Or-
sure he's all right.
Make sure the doctor.
Then I do like a wink, like
Yeah.
to James.
We'll make sure the doctor's all right.
So he starts walking back over to the doctor. Are you following him, or?
Oh, I'm gonna stalk him.
All right,
Yeah.
you're stalking behind.
You got
And
your
as
phone
you're walking
ready.
back,
To do some
you
whistling.
start to hear the gunfire from the front of the stadium increase in pace until it's almost automatic, and you hear the soldiers yelling. The doc is starting to pack up a few items as you get to the tent.
I'm gonna tell the soldiers to. We're gonna have to fall back. I mean,
They're not even. They're heavy on the trigger, and as you look out to tell them that, you see just like a wave of zombies that are kind of running towards the barricade drawn by the smoke.
Well, I'm gonna need myself a bazooka.
Doc, we need you over
Do
here.
we think zombies? Do we think zombies have learned to run upstairs?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I'm pretty sure they know how to run up the stairs.
The doc
Well, I mean,
hears you and says, "This is. I think this is more important. You guys have weapons? Can you shoot?"
Yes.
And
What's
she
more
takes
important?
out a gun. She's like, "Let's help him with the barricade." And she starts trotting over to the barricade. At that moment, a helicopter comes in, hovers over the stadium, and begins to land. What are y'all doing? Are you running to the barrier? Are you running back over towards the helicopter?
All right.
Helicopter,
We're
right?
We're not gonna
right.
all fit in the helicopter.
Oh, it's like a big
Yeah,
personnel
it's like-
carrying.
They're not
It's,
gonna-
it's
are they
intended
gonna-
for
For anyone.
evacuation.
We should shout to her and everybody else that the helicopter's up, and we should go towards it and fall back.
Okay, give me a
What
roll.
about the
Try and
guy
get their
who
attention.
fights?
I know he's with us, so
He's with you.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
He sees the helicopter and he starts running over to where the
No,
helicopter
wait,
Oh,
wait,
no, no,
wait,
no.
wait.
That's a waste of a
8.
helicopter.
8. So they hear you and they see the helicopter and they start to group up and as a unit are moving back. And you actually kind of notice as they move, it's interesting. 3 of them are look like Army personnel, but the 4th one is a police officer.
Mhm.
And you get the feeling that this is not the retreat, the coordinated evacuation, all of it. It's probably a lot less well coordinated than you would have hoped. This is sort of they're doing this by the seat of their pants, but they are able to maintain like covering fire as they move back with the dock towards the helicopter, which
Yeah.
at this point has landed. With the individual, Steve has gotten onto the helicopter. What are y'all doing?
Are we near the doctor now at this point?
You're with the doctor, yeah.
So tell the doctor that Steve had 2 bites and he just got on the helicopter.
Oh crap. Okay,
I'm
let's
just
go.
running off to the helicopter.
Everybody on the
Yeah, we're all-
helicopter.
Yeah, we're all running to the helicopter.
So you all start running. Yeah, everybody give me just a quick roll.
Raina?
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope I don't fall.
6.
8.
You can roll with advantage, James, and you can too, right now.
Steve, no.
7.
11.
Raven, what'd you get?
4.
Okay.
Raven, what is up with your dice? You need to jail them.
I did.
Gunhook, what'd you get?
Different.
Do you want more? I have others. I'll fax them to you.
One of them does bite you, Raven. And it is, let's see. Okay. I will tell you later whether or not you contracted something. Guthook, what did you roll? I can't tell if you're frozen or just upset.
I'm sorry. I'm clearly upset.
Yeah.
I just lost a terrier. I can't lose my friend. What is your question?
What did you roll when you were running for the helicopter?
Oh, no. 8.
An 8. Okay, so you jumped on. The helicopter makes it off. Raven, you're the last to get on as Raina reaches down and pulls you onto the runner as your back arm gets bit by one of the zombies who jumps after the helicopter.
Do I see this happen?
You see it happen. James, you do not.
Oh, baby girl. No.
Well, I'm probably because I'm focused on getting the doctor on board to take a look at the other guy.
Right.
I'm just going to hold Raina to my bosom. There, Raina.
I'm
Raina,
fine.
Raina's
I'm
fine.
fine.
Raven, you're like, what the hell? I got bit. And Derek seems to care more about Raina than me.
Your breath is lovely.
Watch out for your bosom.
My man, their names are so close, it's hard to tell
I
who's
know,
who
I know.
anymore.
When I saw them come up, I was like, So,
And immediately hugging the child that nothing happened and she's okay, and the other one is not.
You're smothering Raina, and she can't get a word in.
the helicopter, nose a little down, is moving forward towards the port with all haste as the doctor you get the doctor's attention, James, and she says, what's going on? What did you need?
And I said, he has got 2 bites on him.
She spins around, and you see as she does that Steve, sitting in the second chair, is leaning over and just bites into the neck of the pilot, Ajahn, the helicopter.
Oh no!
And she turns around. She's like, "Everybody, buckle up!"
Can we land this?
Oh no, you're in like the pilot goes over the thing. It's like, and you're going in.
Oh god!
How far up are we?
You're not too far. You're pretty. You're just skimming the top of the stadium, heading downtown.
So we're gonna buckle up.
Yep, everybody's buckled up.
If I can't fly this, then we're gonna crash.
You can try if you want to try and fly it.
Yeah.
Do you want to try and pull them out, or do you want to buckle up? Buckle up or fly.
I'm gonna buckle up because there's a zombie up front.
Okay, so you buckle up, and everybody give me, with advantage, since you're all buckled up and safety is important, give me another roll.
As we've clearly learned tonight, buckling up is very important.
Very important.
10.
9.
9.
Because of the advantage.
8.
8's fine. So the helicopter, you see, getting lower and lower as the pilot's slumped over, and Steve is just gnawing on his neck until the helicopter clips a tree. The whole thing flips over, and you guys go butt over tea kettle into someone's backyard, and
crap,
huge crash. Uh-oh, what do we get here? Oh. And
What?
so you pull yourself
What
out of
this?
Oh Jesus! Oh, gross!
Oh God!
Appropriate.
Essentially,
For
yeah.
those who don't know.
Hook is sharing gifs of her relationship with his relationship with Raina right now.
For those who don't know, along came Polly. That scene when they're playing basketball and the face hits the guy's chest and like slides down and it's like all sweaty. That's Raina and Gut Hook right now.
Oh my god.
Only with seatbelts. So.
Just turn into a Titanic kind of relationship real quick.
I'll never
By
let
that,
go,
you're not
Raina.
gonna-
I'll never let go.
You're not going to share space on the plank of wood. That might be the.
You know what? You don't know. We're friends. I would share the door.
So the 4 of you managed to claw your way out of the wreckage.
Oh, no, the
Ow.
Who else is
far away
alive?
from here.
You see most of the soldiers who were hanging on the sides of the runners are gone. The doctor has a steel beam through her chest, and she's not long for this world. But...
Only with seatbelts, the Titanic sequel.
You're welcome.
So sorry, Smitty.
The doctor's in pain, you said?
The doctor has a piece of metal like through her sternum. She's probably not long for this world. On a positive note, Steve does have a rotor blade through his head, so that problem has been taken care of.
Probably because I'm the most equipped for this.
Yeah.
Before anybody gets up and starts chasing us, we should probably stab them in the head.
Who?
Probably.
Whatever bodies that we can find.
So most of the soldiers aren't even near where you are because they were on the runners. The only body that you see nearby is the doctor, who is still alive.
Not for long now.
So she looks at you, and she looks at this piece of metal. She's frickin' Steve, and She says, "You got to make your way to the port. They're evacuating from there. That's your only chance."
How do we know if we're infected?
I look at the pupils, but sometimes they dilate. But dry mouth, runny nose, severe pain at the back of the head, shortness of breath. You can't feel pain. Super strength. I think that's the list. I don't know. Turn on the radio. That's where I got it. She just says, damn it, I don't want to become one of them. She's like, "Are you going to do me?" She looks at you, James.
Yes.
Well then.
While
Alright.
he's distracted, I'm like bandaging up myself as tight as possible.
Okay.
I'll do
I
it
don't
as
care if
quickly.
I lose feeling in my hand. I'm doing that as tight as possible. Restrict blood flow.
I've got the rope. I imagine I'm like trying to help out and like just
I'm pretty sure that
Tourniqueting.
arm needs to come off
if need be,
ASAP.
we can
Yeah.
chop it off later.
Are you gonna try and chop it off now? Or are you gonna?
not
where you
right
going?
now. I think we should wait until we get into at least a little bit of a better.
I feel like
area.
the longer we wait, the least likely we're
60.
gonna have a raven.
Not. I know we don't know
Gotta
anything about
decide,
the
what do you-
disease. I know we don't know anything about the disease, but 66% chance of survival is probably pretty good for a sort of hacking
still
body.
turning-
66.
her
We're gonna
arm.
rely on
Wait,
66%.
you're tourniqueting my arm first.
Got it. So give me a. You can do it with advantage, Raven, a medicine. And James, you see the doctor's eyes kind of go listless, and she closes them.
I do as quickly as I can.
Okay.
Oh man.
6 on your medicine check.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh!
with advantage?
I rolled 2 3s and a 1.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god!
So you tourniquet it up. It's hard to do with one arm.
Oh no.
I imagine I was helping her with the rope.
That was the advantage part.
Oh.
Well, and then her medicine knowledge. But okay,
Raven.
so you do the best that you can, James, and you duly knife the doctor in the head after she goes down.